Hi, Taurus. Happy March. I hope you're doing well. Okay, guys. I'm going to go over your messages first, and then we'll go through the cards, okay? I want to say this. I have a feeling that how do I even say this? I think, not literally, of course, but I think some things are going to keep jumping out in front of your car to grab your attention, right? I want to say tread lightly. You can't force things that aren't ready, okay? I think for some of you, I think you're, again, these readings seem to be focused around, I think it's the realization of where we're at, right? Where we're at, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and are we, you know, how we're looking at patterns, right? Say example would be well, what I think is happening here again is I think you've got to be patient with someone. If you're dating someone who is from another country than you're at, right? I think that you're gonna have to encourage them. I think they're, you know, you may be struggling with a long distance relationship for some of you, right? And I think it's with people from different cultures, okay? I think there's going to be an adjustment period there, okay? I think that, you know, sometimes it's easier to, you know, for one person, depending upon whatever, many factors, to move to another country, right? I think that works. Sometimes it works smooth. It has to do with the person. It has to do with, you know, the environment, what you're comfortable with, the things. It's a personal choice, right? And for others of you, I think that you've got a partner that is from another country that is having a transitional issue, right? Like they're really they're not adjusting well to where they're at, and it's affecting the relationship, right? It could be something like that. I want to say this, just encouragement, patience. Don't force yourself on this person, because I'm telling you, if you do, it's not going to go the direction that you want. But a little encouragement. Let them set the pace, okay? They're not going anywhere for those of you that are in that kind of scenario, right? It gets things, it roots things in a the last thing you want in a relationship is to have forced someone to do something, right? Because then you may get the person, but they're not happy, and things don't really flourish from there, right? So just be patient. The only dynamic I think that's just the takeaway from this one scenario is just be patient. Encouragement, slowly. And I think this person, it speeds things up. I think that's all they really need is a little bit of encouragement, okay? So that's what some of you, I think, are dealing with. Others of you, I think you just don't like change. You know what I mean? Like, I think that you may have someone from a different relationship, a different country too. I think that there's some of you that are doing, you know, it may be a long distance relationship. Doesn't need to be another country. It can just be someone that you don't see often. Either way, it's not an established under the same roof kind of house relationship. But I think for some of you, you've got someone who is just not ready to settle down, right? So I'm going to say you want to pay attention to that. And again, you can't force something like that. You can't force someone to want to settle down. So that's something that you may need to look at, right? I think that there's someone in here too who just doesn't, they're really just not at the place where they want to settle down. They need, you know, whenever something gets bored in a relationship or slows down in a relationship or isn't, you know, exciting, they're off to the next best thing. So that should give you an indication that that's not someone who's really, you know, ready to settle down. So choose your battles there, okay? It's someone who really is, they're content playing the field. So just be aware of that, okay? Again, one of your messages coming in here was, what is your gut telling you, right? What is your gut telling you? Because I think that there's a little bit of mystery here, a little bit of things under, you know, behind the scenes that aren't really seen for those of you. For others of you, you're working on a concrete relationship. It's just going slow because it's just, These are the big things in life, guys. You don't want someone to not feel like they're not comfortable in their surroundings. So that's totally different. I feel the vibration of that. That's got solidity. That's got a solid foundation coming. It's just a matter of the real things, right? This is just, you somehow got involved with someone who's just not ready to settle down yet, unfortunately. You may have been, it may have been an exciting ride, but they're just not the settling down type yet, okay? You don't want to push that though, again, okay? Only because it's just not worth your effort. It's not going to make things better, okay? For others of you, I think you're going on a trip. Okay. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with psychology too, okay? In other words, why we do the things that we do. Why then are we attracted to, if we're attracted to people, I'm just putting this out here, maybe we're attracted to people that aren't emotionally available because we're not really ready to settle down, right? That's just throwing that out there. Or sometimes it's the psychology behind, the things that we were taught. You know what I mean? Like somehow we're like, wow, we keep getting in relationships with people that just are not emotionally available. Why is that? And then we look back and we're like, wow, I guess it may be a pattern of mine that I wasn't even aware of. It's just an example. Okay, so don't beat yourself up because you happen to be involved with someone that's not on the same page as you as wanting to settle down. It could possibly be really just that this is being brought to your attention so that you can rectify it and you can really look at it so that you can get in a relationship with someone who's, they're not going to take off when it's Monday night and you're bored, right? It's something like that, I think. Okay. Again, I'm harping on this because I think someone really feels rejected here. It has nothing to do with you. This person will be doing this no matter who they were with because they're just not ready to settle down, right? It really has nothing to do with you. It's not what's wrong with me. Why don't they want to stay with me? It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them, okay? For others of you, okay, you may be in a situation where someone just gives up too easy. You know what I mean? Like that may be their lesson that they're learning here. That's where I would not put pressure on this person. I would just keep in mind too that this kind of goes with the first scenario here. You can't push things. You can't push people to be okay with things that they're not. You can't push them to bloom in places that they're not comfortable with. I think for others of you, you're in a relationship where someone may realize, you know what? I give up too fast. You know what I mean? So you may be put in a scenario here where, you finally meet someone that you really like, but it's your psychology is to, I only let relationships go this far and then I don't even realize I do this, but I self-destruct them, right? It can be things like that just get brought up to the surface, right? So kind of don't look at, of course, address these things wherever you feel you're being disrespected, but for others of you, I think there's a lot of wake-up calls to really look at why you do the things that you do, right? It might be in relationships because I really feel that things for some of you just keep popping up for you. Okay. For others of you, I think that time is coming into, it's been coming up for a couple months too. I keep hearing during certain readings, I really keep hearing the London clock, like a big gong clock like that. So I think time might be coming up to you, right? And it's time passing. It's things. It's what do I value? What do I, what am I investing in? What is really important to me? It's things like that I think come up for you, okay? Not in a negative way. Just, you know what? I look at my mother and I still see her when, she was young, but now she's like 60 or 70 or, it's the reminder that, to be present and be in the moment and don't not do things that you want to do, right? But it's also, I think the time factor might be for everything, there is a time. So we can't force people any more than they can force us. So I guess it's just, ask yourself what kind of relationships you're forming. Are you able to hold space for people, and are they doing that for you, right? So it's things like that. Okay, those are your messages. Now let's do the cards, okay? Hi, Taurus. Okay, now the cards kind of align with what your messages were, okay? I'll go over the cards in a minute, but there's a lot coming through here. I think for some of you, you're starting a relationship, okay? I'm going to say again, you want to go slow with that, okay? It kind of goes exactly. For some of you, I think that the dynamic may be there might be either a fire sign in this, or again, it can be someone who's either overbearing, right? Like I'm saying, you don't want to push someone, or it can be someone who is very flirtatious but then gone. You know what I mean? It can be something like that. I normally do not cap out on signs, and I'm not. And I'm saying it's most likely the energy of someone who's strong. You know what I mean? Strong-willed. Okay. So we come in with, and these cards fell out, so I took them all. Okay, we've got the Two of Cups, we've got the Ace of Coins, and we've got the Temperance card. And I'm telling you guys, this is exactly what I was getting from that. You've got a new start here. You've just got to let it bloom where it's planted. Okay, and I really mean that. It can go the distance. It's just got to have a strong foundation on it. And someone's, you know, someone's in uncharted territory, and it's taking a little bit longer to catch their footing. That's all. Okay. Temperance is about, you know, slow and steady, building something, rebuilding something. It can be someone too who, you know, the hiccup here may be, you know, they really care about you. They want to start a relationship with you, but they've either not dealt with completely yet, right? It's in a very emotional time. This brings up a lot of emotional stuff. Even things that we think we've dealt with before, it may come to the surface only to be, you know, it would be, I'd have to do a private reading, but it could be a message that's just, you know, look how far you've come, right? This is a whole new relationship. It's not the same relationship. Look how far you've come. It can be anything like that. Or it can be, it really reopens a wound that certain parts of that weren't really healed. Or it could be something entirely different. Okay, I can only touch on so much here, but that's where we go. All right, now in the past, we've got the Two of Coins, okay, which is, again, it's a hard time juggling stuff on a day-to-day, right? Let's go through the cards. We're anchored with the Six of Cups. Okay. Our overall energy is the Six of Swords. Okay. Again, one of your messages was someone might be, you know, either going on a trip, or it's someone wanting to explore more about themselves. They may need time to explore more things about themselves, why they do what they do. That's a card of ascension, but it's also a card of moving on. It's also a bridge, right? So depending upon where you are, it's a time to really just be honest with yourself and the, you know, your close-knit friends, your environment, your relationships, your one-on-one dynamics, you know, what are these relationships built on, basically, right? Okay, now we've got what's upcoming here is the Three of Coins. Okay. You in here, how you see yourself, is the Ace of Cups. I think that's great. You should see yourself like that always, right? Now your environment here, how other people are seeing this, what other people are saying, how they're talking about this. You know, you've got the Seven of Swords. I've got something off of this card, so I'll go back to it. I think it ties in to last night's Tuesday throw. I normally don't do the nightly throw, but for some reason that just like lit up the minute that I had the cards down. I think it's, and you've got the 5 in your, you know, the double-edged coin there, the double side, but to the same is the 5 of coins. Okay, someone may be in this equation having financial issues, right? But they're coming out of that. All right. It could also be, again, one of your messages coming in was someone feels very rejected, right? Now your up-on card is the 9 of Wands. This is a card though, and I've got to say with the 6 of Swords here, you're going to want to take a look at, you know, are you borrowing trouble here? Are you investing more than you're getting out? You know what I mean? Just because I'm telling you that someone's in a different place right now, it doesn't mean that they're ever going to catch up to par. It may be where you need to really look at the situation and realize maybe this is the potential of this person, right? Like, and that's not good, bad, or indifferent. It just is what it is, and it needs an honest assessment, I guess, is where I'm going with that, right? It's all about looking at what you're doing, why you're doing it, and taking a look at the people in your surroundings, because they're mirroring back to you like your collective of who you are. You know what I mean? Now, this really, you've got 2 aces in here. You've got the Ace of Coins and you've got the Ace of Cups. I think that's great. It's the, you know what? I get it. I feel like this. It's the, you know, I have feelings for this person, or I feel this way. It's the you. And I think that that's great. Like in the I, like I feel this way. I care about this, right? And you've got the 2 of Cups here too, which is now I'm responsible for myself in this relationship. I'm now responsible for this, right? You've got a 3 of Coins coming up for you, right? That's a card. It can be a work card too. So if money is an issue, it's temporary. It's going to be solved. But it also tells me that you need to be okay with still having your own interests. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so absorbed in a relationship that it becomes very unhealthy. You know what I mean? This could be why the Temperance card is showing up here again too. It's like, I want the house, I want the relationship, I want the kid, I want the this, and I want it now. That's the dilemma in the Temperance card, right? It's I want it all yesterday. And you've got to realize that step by step by step, if you don't root this in something and this, because you've got beginning cards, and the 5 and 7 are not, I'm not holding, I think those are where the work areas are, okay? I think that the 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords in the peanut gallery, you know, your reputation in the world, how people are seeing you, their 2 cents on the whole thing. Maybe even it's you that needs to realize this from the inside looking out at this other person, is that when we go through life and we're told what to do and we're told how to dress, this is very, very similar feeling I'm getting from this reading to the last night's Tuesday night throw. And that was really all about when we're children and we have to be adults out of the gate, and we don't get to, we're still the innocent as adults, and we fall into these traps with people, you know, that aren't on our playing field, but yet they are, because we don't have the, how do I say, we don't realize that we've got free will yet. You know what I mean? We don't realize that it's, you know what, deep inside, this feeling I've got, it's not going away. You know what I mean? And it's not for this that I'm supposed to do, and this how I'm supposed to look, and this how I'm supposed to live in, and I'm supposed to be a this, and I'm supposed to do this, and I'm supposed to look like this, and talk like this, and say this, and blah, blah, blah. The list goes on, right? But when that's all you know, and we don't realize, like, hey, this isn't me. This isn't at all how I think. This isn't at all what I want to do. This isn't at all who I want to be married to, or this isn't my life, right? But you don't know that you have a say in any of this. Now I think you're realizing that you've got a say in things. You know what I mean? So you may have a partner that is just realizing themselves. That's a tough spot to be in. You know what I mean? That's why you need to know, you know, it's kind of vital that you know who you are when you enter into something. This may be a solo journey. This can absolutely be something that you're realizing. This can be your own journey, right? This Ace of Cups and this Two of Cups can be self-love for sure. It can be getting your life back into a healthy manner. You know what I mean? So can this. This is a whole new direction that you're going. You know what? Your life through the door. You. On your terms. And I'm going to pace myself because I just came through a crap storm revelation that, hey, all these years, I haven't been living my life. So I'm going to rebuild my life in a new way, right? And I'm going to, you know, what am I inviting into my life? That's exactly what this is. What am I inviting into my life and why? That's exactly what this is. And the Nine of Wands on the outbound, there's power in that card. There's a card of stability, yes, but there's also a card of, you know what? It's time now. I'm done here. I'm moving on. And you know, I think that that's great. This can be the energy too of, yay, of discernment, and you go your own direction. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Oh, and you know what? You may choose to be independent for a bit. You know what I mean? These are great cards these are energy cards of moving. You know, the Two of Wands is, you know what? The world is my oyster. The King of Swords is, you know, I'm gonna get my plan in place. The Chariot is, I'm gonna get my shit together and I'm gonna get out of here. And the Queen of Wands is, I know I can do this. She gets things later in life, right? And the Nine of Coins is, you know what? My 2 feet are planted on the ground. They're mine. My feet are planted on the ground. So anything that comes my way, I can handle it, right? I think it's great. You're anchored here in the Six of Cups. That's a card of, you know what? It's one, being aware of your emotions. It's two, it can be a relationship. It can be a whole new relationship. It can be a relationship with yourself. It could be you holding your own hand. Either way, you're making discerning, you know, you've got the Two of Coins here too. So you've got 2 twos, 2 aces. You're starting at the fundamental part of your life and building it from a strong structure. I think that's great. I think that's great. I think you've got new perspective on things. I think you're going to hit some hiccups because you know, when we change our lives, like I say, and we all experience this and we all know this to be true, the peanut gallery is not always happy. I'm going to say you want to keep going in your direction. Don't let something rip you off of this. I think it's great. I think you've got supporting energy here. I think you just need to realize too that, you know, again, some things you have to learn from getting out there and doing it. It's not something someone can tell you. Okay. I think this is great, Taurus. I do think it's a wonderful reading. Okay. Thank you so much. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. We can look at this a little closer. Okay. Thank you so much.